Okay, guys, we had a serious technical hiccup, but happy Halloween. Uh, I'm joined with Adventures to Anywhere. Did I get that right?
You got it.
Yep.
You got it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's all I need. Okay, guys, what happened was we were doing the show and I didn't press the live button. So we had 7 minutes of banter that y'all will never know about. So, how the hell is everybody? Happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And could you guys introduce yourself to the people that may or may not know you?
Absolutely. And thank you very much for allowing us to join you on the live stream tonight. We really appreciate it. You're the best, man. You are the best. So we are Adventure to Anywhere, and we literally called ourselves that because at one point I lost my job, and we said, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Hey, let's try YouTube." And we were kind of talking about some of the different things that we like, and we were like, well, we like all this different stuff. So that's literally why we called ourselves Adventure to Anywhere. So we do a lot of like exploration and stuff like that. But one of the things that we really like to do, and it's kind of for a personal reason too, we do ghost investigations. And we actually take them very seriously. We are actually we're trying to learn and understand what the paranormal is. We're doing it more than just for entertainment. We want to understand what is going on. And so that's us.
Oh dear, sorry, man. Because now it sounds kind of scripted. Because I'm going to ask you the same questions I asked you about 7 minutes ago when I really dropped the bollocks. But hey, it's a 420 show, and if it's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong here, and you guys are going to get to see it. So like I did ask before, and I'm kind of good because I'm kind of glad because I was half paying attention because I got another device here where I can read the chats and see what's going on. And I was messing around saying, why can't I see the live stream?
Yeah.
And then my partner busted in here and said, "You're not live, you know." So there you go. There you go. So what was your most scariest? Because you do the investigations, but what was the one that really scared you?
Yeah, some of the things that we do, we don't always record everything because some of it's just too short or too, it's not worth sharing. We're kind of at a point where like when we get an opportunity to travel, um, things happen maybe, and I'll just pick up my phone to like try to record an EVP and catch things. So one of the scariest things that I would say, and it would be scary for some, it wasn't for me. I found it exciting. So I woke up one night in the middle of the night. It was about, I don't know, 2:30, 3:30, something like that. And, I felt this like burning sensation in my arm. It was just like just fire, just burning. And so I kind of got up, it was dark, obviously, so I couldn't see anything. So I went into the bathroom, turned on the light, and I had three like scratch marks going down my arm, probably from, about here down to like maybe there. Very just, I wouldn't say they were necessarily straight. They was just a little jagged, but I would say that was probably the most disturbing thing that I'd ever happened. But like I said, I don't know. I got excited about it, and I was like, "Is that all you got?" Like get out of my house. You're not welcome here. Like leave us alone. Just you're not impressing anybody. But um, from our what we recorded so far and put on our channel, we visited twice the Lemp Mansion, which is in St. Louis, Missouri. It's noted as one of the top haunted locations, at least in the United States. And we've had an opportunity twice to have the place entirely to ourselves, no staff, no nobody. And that's where we probably caught some of our most compelling EVPs. Some of the, just some of the EVPs we caught there were just phenomenal. So much that I want to go back because that place is so known to be haunted. I want to go back there and I just want to see, especially since now that everybody knows this place is supposedly haunted, which I believe it is, but I want to make sure that there's not any like voice boxes planted some places, because just some of the stuff that I caught was just like, wow, like, are you kidding me? You know, and it was just incredible. But just to answer your question, yeah, Lemp Mansion, one of our, I'd say one of the creepiest, one of our favorite places to be.
And do you have any other places where you would love to get into? What would be your dreams place?
So I'm going with, I'll tell you what I would love to be in is an old asylum of some sort. I would love to go in an old abandoned asylum. I just think that would be absolutely the gold mine of paranormal, you know, investigation. Even if we didn't catch anything, just the eeriness of it in general would just be incredibly creepy. That'd be it for me. What do you think?
I'm going to tone it down and just go with the lighthouse in St. Augustine.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't know, so yeah, St. Augustine has in Florida has a lighthouse that's supposedly very haunted. So yeah,
I think that.
Yeah, I think I had a video. The woman, wasn't it? Isn't it haunted by a woman in white? Another woman in white.
I think her, and then I think the lighthouse master. What are you?
Wow,
I don't know what you call them.
The lighthouse operator guy.
The lighthouse keeper.
Yeah, I do recall that legend. I'm sure there's a picture or something, but anyways, should we watch some videos?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I see that there's some people here from Deadbug, so got to say hello to the Legion. And I think we'll start off with a Deadbug one. Ease us into it, yeah? Or do you think Deadbug's a bit too strong for these people?
We're new to Deadbug. I watched a little bit of him. All I will say was I love his voice. I think he has a marvelous presenting voice, and he does. Let's check it out.
He does. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. Deadbug is, you know, and he's somebody I like to call a friend. But guys, I'm gonna say this right now. If this is not for children, so if you feel like that, I'd rather say let's chill out, man. If you got one ready, here's the time to light it up, and you know, let's enjoy some of Deadbug's work. So I'm gonna get that all ready. Let's see. Very professional, as you can tell. All right, now I've decided to get this Stranger Things because he does a lot of stuff about serial killers and gruesome murders. So I'm hoping that this isn't going to be too gruesome, but just gruesome enough for us to enjoy on this Halloween night. So here we go. And Deadbug, if you're out there, much love, brother.
Mermaid majesty, drifting through dreamy depths. Fire in her eyes, love on her lips, desire in her heart. When will you mate? It is your destiny to mate with an outsider, not to love him. You will mate! You will mate!
You will mate. Dungeon Maze.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a magical place full of magical creatures where the children loved to read, play, and seek knowledge.
England.
Oh, look, here's a few young ones now seeking knowledge. Let's take a peek inside, shall we? What the fuck? And I'm sure that's what a lot of the kids and parents thought when they showed up for story time at their local library. But were introduced to Rainbow Dildo Butt Monkey. Promised refreshments at story time. They received a hell of a lot more than that. And there seems to be no reasonable explanation why a strawberry with what looks like to be a lizard accompanied a monkey with his breasts out and his meat and two veg were hired to read stories to kids aged 3 to 11. And although parents were visibly shaken and outraged, at first the library seemed to think it were a joke. The library, known to be very forward-thinking and pushing boundaries.
This is a man dressed as a monkey with a pink dildo between his legs, reading stories to our children.
Including having LBGT story time where men dressed up as women read stories to kids and teach about gayness. But I guess this time you could say it all went tits up for the library. And they had to backtrack and apologize to everybody. Which kind of reminds me of when you come home drunk and you get in bed with your girlfriend and you try to stick your dick into a wrong hole. And then when she freaks out, you tell her it was a mistake. It seems the library's doing the same thing, pushing to see if someone will push back. Hey kid, keep your hand above the equator. Cute.
Love you, dead book.
In this world, there are things that go beyond our understanding. Things that our tiny minds cannot possibly comprehend. Like when does reality end and dreams begin? Between the flick of a light switch and a dream.
We continually shroud ourselves in a veil of illusion.
But gay or straight, it's important to note that not all semen are restricted to being inside of a man's ballsack. Sometimes they can be at sea, braving the high seas and risking their lives every day. What is it about the high seas that strikes fear into a man's heart, where they could be swallowed up at any time? But I guess the same could be said about the semen in your ballsack. That could be swallowed up at any time as well, if you're lucky. Case in point. Launched in May of 1910, the USS Cyclops was the largest ship in the US's fleet at the time. Known as a coal yacht, the ship's sole purpose was to carry coal. But with the outbreak of World War I, it took whatever cargo the government requested of it, including occasionally transporting troops, and even a rescue mission or two. Overall, the USS Cyclops was an all-purpose cargo ship. It was in February of 1918. After a brief stop-off in Rio de Janeiro to load up on some cargo, the ship headed out to its final destination in Baltimore, US. But to reach that destination, the ship had to travel through the infamous Bermuda Triangle. It's to be noted that although the Cyclops was designed to carry ore, when it received its cargo in Rio de Janeiro, instead of the standard 8,000 tons it was designed to carry, it took on a load of 10,000 tons. And for whatever reason, this was okayed by the captain. By all accounts, the captain was a cruel man who ran his ship with a brutal iron grip, punishing his crew for the slightest of infractions, often confining experienced officers to their cabin while inexperienced crewmen carried out important tasks like loading cargo, where the positioning of that cargo was crucial and could often affect the balance of the ship in rough seas, with many saying that he was a mental, often carrying out his duties walking around the deck, dressed only in his underwears and a British bowler hat. And more than once, there'd been talk of mutiny, with the crew being pushed by their captain to the limit. There were also accusations that he were a German sympathizer. After all his friends seemed to be Krauts or Americans with a German background. But being it was World War I, talk like that was dangerous, and if they talked, not too many people did it loudly. It was on February 20th that the USS Cyclops made an unplanned stop in Barbados. It was noted that the ship was riding low in the water, confirming that she had way too much ore in her cargo hold. As the ship departed, it sent out a radio message saying that there were smooth seas ahead, and that was the last time that the Cyclops was seen or heard from again. Not even a crackle on the radio. There have been many theories since, most notably that it was German subs. But it was rare, unless lost, for any sub to be out that far. And if it had sunk the Cyclops, it would be a feather in the cap of any U-boat captain who would have definitely reported it back to command. But what about if the captain of the Cyclops, who were rumored to like more than just schnitzel, waited for everybody to go to sleep, radioed in the ship's position, and a sub just walked up and sunk it? It's not that far-fetched if you consider his crew were terrified of him, and he regularly locked them in their quarters, and all the captain had to do was walk onto a lifeboat and hook up with his German pussy-loving buddies. And although we love blaming it on the Germans, it can't be discounted that the ship was traveling through the Devil's Triangle, which at that particular time in history had laid claim to over 100 ships. But whatever happened to the Cyclops, there's one thing for sure. She disappeared into thin air and nothing was ever found. No cargo, lifeboats, not even a deck chair, which is rare in any instances when a ship so large has gone missing. A year after the USS Cyclops had gone missing, the US government did an extensive investigation, at which time they discovered that the captain of the Cyclops, the so-called American captain, was in fact a German who left a docked German ship in New York and disappeared into the crowd, whose name was Johann Friedrich Whitman. He was as German as a sausage with sauerkraut, and probably twice as stinky. A Kraut captaining an American ship in a war against Krauts. Yous can't get more messed up than that. He probably walked right off of his lifeboat onto their sub, and they all went and listened to 99 Luftballons together. Which is a pretty good song, I gotta say. You fucking soon-to-be Nazi swines. Either way, these are just theories. There's no proof. And the disappearance of the USS Cyclops still remains one of America's greatest maritime mysteries.
Oh, we
But
have
not
another
all
one.
mysteries are so mysterious. And sometimes the answer can be right there in front of our faces. And yet, we still don't have a clue. Case in point. It was in 2003 that two men mysteriously boarded a jetliner and virtually disappeared. The sun had just begun to set over Quattro de Viveiro Airport in Angola's not-so-lovely capital of Luanda. And I say not so lovely because it's one of the most corrupt places in the world, where even buying a pack of chewing gum you risk your life. Tribes fighting each other, terrorism, human rights violations, and that's just in the hotel you're staying at. One big fucking shithole. But I guess like all scam-ridden shitholes, if you play your cards right, there's a profit to be made. It was an American millionaire who got the bright idea to buy up an old passenger jet, then gut it, fly it over to Africa, and deliver fuel and supplies to the diamond mining companies and make a killing. But I guess like every other deal in Africa, he got ripped off when he delivered the goods. They didn't pay him the money. So he abandoned his plane at the airport until he could figure out what to do with it. And a year passed where it gathered dust and millions of dollars of parking fees, sitting in an African airport at the mercy of the scavengers. It was a year later that he hired a mechanic and sent him over to Africa to see what the damage was and if they could salvage the plane for resale. If references are to be believed, Ben Padilla was as clean as a sole on a cripple's boot and could be trusted. And the millionaire told Ben he could hire a bunch of Angolians to help him clean up the plane and get it flight worthy, whom I'm guessing were less trustworthy because this all never happened. And on May 25th, the Florida-based mechanic Padilla and another mechanic from the Congo stepped on a dusty old 727 and started taxiing it down the runway. And although the control tower radioed the cockpit and told them to turn around because they did not have permission to use the airfield, nevertheless, the derelict shipbox of a plane, seemingly against all odds, took off. Bizarrely, neither Padilla or the local mechanic that he hired to help out knew how to fly the plane. What makes it even more impressive is no one knows where they got enough jet fuel to even take the plane off the runway. And with the 727's lights and transponders not working, it's anyone's guess where it was headed. The only thing that we do know is that the Boeing 727 with the tail number NA48AA flew southwest towards the Atlantic Ocean, with witnesses reporting that wires were still hanging out at various points on the plane, meaning there weren't no free drinks and there certainly weren't an in-flight movie. Hey stewardess, my headphones don't work and I need some more fucking peanuts. Fearing the worst, the airport contacted all the American embassies and told them what had happened. And this is when the U.S. military got involved and started trying to track the plane. After all, this was only 2 years after 9/11, so the possibility of terrorists taking the plane and using it was a distinct possibility. But they found nothing. The plane and its 2 grease monkeys had disappeared like a brown M&M down a pair of retard shitty underwears. And there'd been enough theories on the plane's disappearance to fill a quadriplegic's colostomy bag. The most popular being that there were already people waiting on the plane, and when Ben and his trusty manservant got on, they jumped them. Then at gunpoint, they demanded Padilla show them the complicated procedures of getting the plane started. And then these terrorists took the plane out to the desert somewhere and landed it, hid it under some brush to use for a future terror attack. Either way, experts believe it will be almost impossible for only 2 men to fly a 727, and Ben Padilla had very limited knowledge in flying a plane, and certainly not a 727. The FBI closed the case in 2010, figuring that Padilla and his grease monkey buddy crashed the plane in the Atlantic Ocean. Either way, it's an enduring mystery because no one has ever found any wreckage from the plane. And to this day, it's the largest aircraft to ever have gone missing and no wreckage ever found.
All right. So what did you think?
You know what? In all honesty, he's informative. It's very informative. You know, he's definitely has his unique flair, but I mean, very informative. Like, I didn't know any of that stuff, and now I do.
Well, guys, that is somebody that I do class as a friend. That's Dead Bug. And we do have a couple of more to take a look at, but we're not going to look at them right away because I see some of you. Well, I thought it was going to be a couple of clips. He's put in 3 clips. You know, I love his style, and I think Dead Bug is like Marmite. Either you love him or you hate him, one or the other. There's no middle ground with him. So, and I always love showing him on my Halloween and when I do the 420 shows when I used to do it, I've always showed him. So I love having playing and stuff. So guys, Dead Bug's the man. And Legion. So what did you think? Which one of those 3 did you like?
You know, the library one just that was like, oh my god, you know, just for comical value was just hilarious. Like, oh my god.
I'm going with the ship.
Yeah, that was pretty. But we know that they do these things. We know they do these things, you know. So, oh well. Well, that was Dead Bug. Now we're gonna have a look. Now we're gonna take should we say a critical look, or because you like to analyze stuff, so I've decided to get a few videos that I have shown, not a load, but some videos that I have shown on my channel, so we shouldn't have any copyright problems. So we'll have a look, and then we got some horror cartoons to have a look at, some scary stories, not Dead Bugs, But yeah, we have some more from Dead Bug though. Don't worry about that. So I'll give you a warning, and you guys who are feeling a bit put off about Dead Bug, you can come back in 10 minutes. So let me get the first video up. Oh God. There it is. So did you find him funny?
I found him entertaining. He again, I love that voice. That voice is just wow. That's incredible. I'm borderline ready to ask him to like do an audio book for my book that I wrote. The voice is incredible.
You should, you should.
I thought about it. I hope just he doesn't add any words into the.
Okay. Well, before I press play on this one, what are your thoughts on the Hat Man? You know, the phenomenon.
So if I understand it right, Hat Man has something to do with sleep paralysis, right?
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat. Because there have been some people who do suffer with sleep paralysis, but can see the shadow without being in sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm. I'm really I'm intrigued by it right now because it makes you wonder that if, you know, this is something somebody is seeing repetitively, so long as it's not just now legend versus reality, you know, which I think I've spoke to a couple of people that said they've experienced this. You know, it makes you wonder, is this whatever it is inducing this kind of sleep paralysis and things like that? You know, and as somebody that constantly, you know, be fair here to everybody here watching, I pick apart my investigative stuff. You know, I try to challenge everything. So, you know, the other layer of it is, could it be, you know, a psyche thing that the mind creates and somehow, you know, it's caught on into the mind and other people see it? Possibly, you know, but I'm just intrigued about it in general. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just looking at the different angles of it. That's all.
See, how I know, I'll share something with you guys. How I know that this Hat Man can't be fake. Not my video, but the legend or the tale or the story is, I suffered from sleep paralysis. I still suffer from it. But when it was at its peak, I had no internet. And it's only through the power of the internet, talking to people, they've had the same experience. So how could that be possible? That and you're talking globally, it's not just isolated, it's global. It's a global phenomenon. And they're describing the same thing that's coming to them. So that's how come I personally am saying, look, this thing, whatever the mind is doing, only to, like, say you're in it, because you're awake. I don't understand how they're saying, well, you're asleep, but you're not asleep. So what are you? I don't know, but that was my experience. But in this video, let's where am I? See, I got to give a shout out as well. So I'm being powered by Podmore. I got to give a shout out to him. I promised I would. By the way, if you guys are 420 in, I'd just like to know what strains you got. I'm got something called lamb's breath. And I've been told that it was Bob Marley's favorite one, but this obviously is a different strain, but it was his favorite. So hey, that's what I got. Okay, man. So let me just see where I got this. Lemp Mansion, wasn't that what you was on about in St. Louis, Missouri?
Yeah, the Lemp Mansion. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, this footage. Here, I'll read what I wrote. Let me see. Okay, as she was in the mansion, yeah, she's panning around. I don't know if I speak. Maybe I should just play a video because I might be speaking in it. Okay, but this is from the Lemp Mansion. Now, this very eerie and creepy footage comes from Lemp Mansion. So let's have a look at the footage. I have removed the audio because it doesn't really pertain to the video itself. So let's look at the footage and we'll talk about it afterwards. So, I better be quiet because I might explain it. But obviously they're panning around. That's the original footage, which is not that good to see. See him there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we can see, she's in the mansion. She's panning around the room to get a feel of what's in the room. And we see this black figure as she's panning around. But then she does a quick pan back and the figure's gone. Whoa. This footage was caught sometime in 2011, but it's just been recently uploaded. And it was caught on a very old cellular phone. Now, this to me adds more weight to the footage because there's no manipulation with these phones. You can't even take the footage off of this phone to email it. So this is why it's being filmed from a phone to a camera. So I believe that what has been caught here is the elusive and infamous Hat Man from the Shadow People. And you can see this thing is very there, and it's there for a short while. It's very there. I 100% believe that this is a very credible sighting. It's genuine, and I believe that this validates every person that has seen this Hat Man. So I'm going to leave you with some enhanced footage of this being entity for you guys to make of it what you will. So until next time, stay blessed, and most importantly, stay safe. Did you like it?
Oh,
Mm.
I love that one.
That was good.
Because I have so much thoughts around it. So that is the second floor of the Lemp Mansion. And as she's panning over and showing that door, that room right off to the side there, that was the room that we stayed the night there. The first time we stayed.
Whoa.
And well, you did the second night.
Yeah.
And so that window there's an old grand piano that sits right over there. And I will tell you that all of the paranormal evidence we have ever captured in that mansion is on that floor. Mm-hmm. My thought of who that is that that's William Lemp. That's who I think that is that's William Lemp, is that the one that killed himself?
Yeah, his room is off to the other side. So as she's panning from the one door to the windows, and then the other side, his room would be right there. And I believe he killed himself in that room.
Whoa.
One of them did.
Whoa. And what would he have dressed like that?
I think so, because that was like, so when was Prohibition? Was that the 20s or 40s? That was the 20s, right?
20s.
The 20s. So I think I could see that at that time with like the hat, you know.
Yeah.
And
then,
you know, yeah, I would think they would dress like that.
I'm gonna say pull it up.
I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of William Lemp.
You want me to?
Yeah, you go ahead. But I'm super excited about that one,
That
just
was a good
because we're familiar with that location. We've investigated that location, and to know that, you know, that's where we've caught a lot of great evidence, and then to see that there again, I'm telling you, it just makes me want to go back there again. I love that place. I really do.
That's kind of a coincidence, because how you said you got the best kind of phenomena, and to have this, you know, because like it's a good pan.
Yeah.
See, that definitely was a figure in black wearing a hat.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I will say the Lemp was also used as a
Daycare, or not a daycare.
no, a hospital.
Bugsy
It was a
would
hospital,
know.
and I think like a boarding house.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. It was used for a lot of different things after the Lemps no
Vacated.
longer. Yeah.
Mhm.
Once they had finally left the place. So tons of just history there and whatnot.
Okay, so you like that one. So what do you think, real or fake?
I am going real on that one. I'm going real on that one. That one,
Yeah.
that would have been, because it's that old cell phone footage. Now let's face it, anything can be faked, but I am impressed by that capture, 100%.
What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think that one was real or fake? I loved it. I think like I explained, I didn't even remember that was one of the old cell phones that was just a recording device. So yeah, I think real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think real. And please don't say you're going to be biased.
No, trust me. If like I said, when I get my investigation or my evidence, I tear it apart. Like I'm like, what could this be? What, you know, is there a vent in the room? Is there this? Is there that? If I thought of anything, I would say something, but no, that's a great capture. It really is.
Especially from all the other stuff we had there.
Yeah.
Well, what were the voices? Because you said voices, but what were the voices saying?
So the first night that we stayed, so the setup was literally, like, no joke, I decided I'm going to set my camera up in the room, just leave it there, kind of in hopes that something would move or something like that while we were out with all the lights off investigating the entire mansion. And when I came back, you know, days later and was going through the evidence, and it's so exciting because, you know, you sit there and you stare at this stuff. Nothing's happening for minutes, hours, you know. And then all of a sudden, here comes this voice. And on the video, what I say that it sounds like it says is, it almost sounds like they're saying, "I am me." And then there's like some, like, shut up. And then there's even like this like hit noise. But then somebody in the comments had said, no, they are saying, "Look at me." And then, so yeah, it was almost like there was two people in the room. And maybe they were having a confrontation of some sort. The second time that we went there, the EVP that we caught, it's so clear. And it says, what I think it says is Dominique something, because there's this like scramble, and then it said, "would like to speak." So at that time, we had a couple of friends investigating with us that second time. And this person was really trying to elicit conversation. And when she had walked away, that was when the camera was sitting there by itself. And the reason that it caught my attention, there was a static in the camera. And it kind of was like, you know, kind of, it didn't sound like that. It sounded more scary than that. But and that was what made me think to go back, because I'd actually listened to it once and didn't catch it the first time. I was like, I want to hear this jarble again. I want to hear what this was. And then that was when I heard the voice, and it's just so freaking clear. Yeah, Dominique would like to speak. That's what it sounded like it said.
We have a question for you. Why ain't you dressed for Halloween?
We are dressed. We are serial killers, and we dress like everybody.
That's a good answer, man. I like that one. I'm gonna steal that one. All right. Well, let's just dive into another video.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
Real or fake from the hidden underbelly vaults. I'll say real. I'll be biased straight away.
Okay.
Okay, this is a ghost hand that comes out of the cupboard and grabs the kid. I'm making up the titles.
I think I've seen this one. I think.
Well, you're gonna watch it again.
No, I want to. Oh, no.
¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Eh? ¿Qué estás haciendo? María José, te estoy hablando. Hey. Tote.
Ooh. Do you want to watch that again? Do you need to watch that again?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you guys in the chat, should we watch that again? Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's going on. Is that better? My mic's wonky. They're picking up on it. Do you guys want to watch that again? Let's watch that again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it again.
I'll try and get it without my title. All right. Never let a stoner in charge, they say. Yeah, I got it going on.
¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Eh? ¿Qué estás haciendo? María José, te estoy hablando. Hey. Tote.
Okay. What's your thoughts?
So the person that challenges in me, my very first thing that I always want to ask when I see things like this is, why are you filming this instant at this time? Like, that's a very odd, thing to film, unless I wish I understood what they were saying in the video. Were they sending that, to the mother, like, hey, look what your kid's doing? I don't know. So to put the camera there at that time and say, hey, watch this, it's a little strange. But one of the things that I noticed, and I just don't know if it's because of the resolution and how it goes, it almost looks like the hand does disappear. It kind of looks like you see it come in, and as it retracts, it kind of vanishes more than just goes away. So that's the part of me that's compelled by it. But anytime I see these videos where people are just filming these random things, I'm like, why are you filming that? Like, and that's just me just challenging it,
Let me see. I'm just going to see if sorry about the mic. I'm going to see if I wrote anything about it. So in this footage, a father is scolding the child when she's playing inside the cupboard. There's no reason why he was just recording. He was probably recording her to see how bad she was.
Yeah. I like this one comment. I filmed my kid hiding in the cupboard, so not that strange. Cheers to you.
I like the one that said it
I don't
was
know.
their hand. It's like, that's
I don't
what it
know.
looks like to me.
What do you guys think? In the chat. I think it's real. It's Halloween. I'm going for real.
Yeah. Everything's real.
By default, everything's real.
Everything's real.
Some are saying demon. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Creepy.
Yeah,
It
definitely
was. So should we just let's check another one out?
Yeah.
And if you got any questions for any of us in the chat, fake. I bogey shouting out fake. See, you have to say and gay. It's got to. You remember when it used to be fake and gay? I used to get comments when I first started out, and it used to always be fake and gay. And that just, it used to make me laugh. And then just people stopped using the gay. So when I got bored, I used to write back to them saying, your comment isn't validated unless you add and gay. Then I believe you. But anyways, so fake and gay. Thank you. There you go. I'm running this knowing that I'm going to get demonetized. So it doesn't matter. We might as well say fake and gay. Gay, back in the days, wasn't the word gay. You could say the word gay and mean as funny. When I was growing up, when you said somebody was gay, you didn't mean that it was like, you just meant, hey, you gay, that's gay. You used to call people gay lords.
Or they were happy, or it was happy. That's what it meant.
It's a kind of a strange words to say. But anyways, who cares? I don't care. All right, let's get the next video up. Now I'm going to make a mistake. I honestly am. I know. I can feel it in the waters. Can you feel it?
I feel a classic underbelly live stream. That's what I feel. Going for
hell. All right. I got to fix my mic. Okay, let's start this at the beginning. Oh, this is when I had used that as my intro. Here, I'm gonna put it up here. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I love this video, but I'm sorry. I apologize. I think this is fake.
Oh boy.
See it popping his head up there.
Is that ET?
You know, I'm going to ask your honest opinion about this.
Now, was Bigfoot filming this?
Oh my god. That's Bigfoot's cousin.
Oh my goodness.
Do you guys want to watch that again?
Oh my god. I don't think we need to.
So, guys, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask guys in the chat. You guys, what do you think? Real or fake? Oh, somebody wants to watch it again. Come on, it's Halloween.
Play it again.
All right. Where are we? God. You know what? I would love to pay somebody just to do this. But I'd offer them peanuts. Do we need the sound? No, I think the sound makes it better.
Yeah, I was gonna say leave.
Look at it, man. It's like some sort of bad game graphic.
No boy.
All right, this the story behind this is I think that's claimed to be the dead doctor.
The dead doctor was an alien?
Yeah, we've seen weirder things.
Why does it look like he has on one of those like weird clown caps?
Yeah, I don't see that.
Like when he first sticks his head out, like there, it looks like it's like the white with like the red tufts of hair, like that you see on like It, like old school, like on Tim Curry It.
Oh, you mean to like make them look like they're bald? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
So it's like the
okay.
bald cap and
Okay.
like a little like red stuff for his hair, and he like looks like ET with a clown cap on.
Well, couldn't that be his operation thing? You know,
Oh, maybe.
because I just want to see what I wrote about this one. I always like that one though. I feel it's crap, but it's entertaining crap. Oh, well, this was a school hospital in Honduras where a doctor reported to have taken their own life. But the source that I quoted was the Daily Mail. So there you go. Nothing. I got nothing here, man. I got nothing.
It was a good one.
They went through great effort.
They there was effort. Effort was had there. For sure.
That hurt me, man. That video hurt me. Okay. All right. Now I want to jump into something that's more current affairs now. Have you guys seen the stuff that's been going on with Katy Perry? Well, I'd like to. I just want to show you this. This is kind of funny. You did say something about it when we talked before. I really need to sort out this mic. All right. So let's have a look. I got it from I think a Spanish channel. So I'll leave the links to the channel. Let's see if I can find it. Katy Perry.
Oh, no.
Apparently, the chat knows about this.
That's good. We can watch it again. I like it. Do you like it? No? Where are we? God. I need to pay somebody. There we are. All right. We'll play this bit here. All right. God, I'm not professional at all. All right. I think I'll have it.
Make even more noise for my band.
Is that too much cocaine? I think there he's saying it's MK Ultra, reptilian, robot, or some sort of paralysis.
She's a fembot. She's just malfunctioning.
That's just creepy, man.
It's strange how she touches like her temple to like, and when she does that, her eye lifts back up like that. I'm not saying it's anything paranormal or anything. It's odd that she's pushing there, and when she does that, that's when it raises back up. That's weird.
Well, see. Oops. See, like I said to you before, there's something always up with her.
Do you want to talk about that on here? What we talked about, or?
Well, I don't want to.
Nope, fair enough. Fair enough.
It's too heavy, but there's always something about her. You know, and that's what this kind of thing interests, because MK Ultra is kind of always an interesting one as well, because you've heard of Russell Brand.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know that he spent some time with her.
Yep.
Yeah, they were married.
Yep.
Yeah. But many people kind of in our society, I mean, in the circle that I was in, thought that he was her handler.
Hmm.
And there were many signals that he gave off to show that he was this. So that was kind of weird, but it's many things. Many things. I just wanted to play it again without the sound. What do you guys think about it, though, in the chat as well? That's how. It's just weird, like you said, how she goes through the temple like she's trying to push a button.
Yeah.
She could be having a problem with like her eyelash because I know they wear like the falsies. So if it's like too heavy or anything, like she could just be trying to like get it to unstick.
Well, could that happen with a false eyelash?
I've never worn them, but if I know they're pretty, they can be kind of big. And like if it isn't cut right, it could be irritating her eye, or like if glue got in her eye.
Yeah, but it's like, look how she kind of like.
Yeah, she's rebooting.
But it's just weird how it like slowly goes down.
Yeah.
Unless it's like starting to water. She like.
But she can't get it up. Like, look.
I do like what Twisted Existence here said. Did it on purpose. So, I mean, that is a thing, you know, anymore. It's all about talking about stuff. So anymore, you don't know. You don't know what we see, but do people, you know, do some of this stuff on purpose just to get more attention? It's a possibility. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying, you know,
I'm just trying to
possibility.
Plastic surgery, yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. See, Botox. I don't know, man. I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to do a video on that, but I didn't find it. It would have been interesting to look at, but I wouldn't want to like make a feature video on it. So I was hoping to find something else to put it in. But it's been very dead out there for footage. Oh, there you go. Should we move on to another one, or should we take a look at one of these cartoons?
I think that would be interesting because I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm just so like curious. I didn't even know things like this existed.
Oh, they do. Trust me, they do. Sorry. So let me. The mic is bugging me. All right. So let me dig this up. And do you remember what I told you about the horror cartoon?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see this thing. I want to.
Got it. Okay. So that's on our screen. Can you guys see that? Yeah, there it is. Oops. All right, you ready?
Bring it on.
Okay.
Next story is one of the most bizarre cases on the internet. A real-life SpongeBob nightmare that went down in September of 2021. The details are pretty disturbing, so we decided to change the narrative slightly and create an animation inspired by the event. For all the SpongeBob fans, sorry in advance. My mother and I shared many fond memories together. From time to time, we would watch Jimmy Neutron and the Fairly Odd Parents on Nickelodeon. However, after putting me to bed, I'd walk downstairs and sneak up behind her couch as she watched every known chick flick movie on Netflix. One day, the TV listings changed, and we started watching SpongeBob a lot more during the weekends, to which I laughed every now and then saying, "This is hilarious, isn't it, Mom?" I was often met by silent treatment and at other times, a faint chuckle. Then, gazing at her, I noticed how her eyes were always glued to the screen, enthralled by comical exchanges of sea creatures in casual human attires. And it only got weirder in the days that followed. What used to be a lot of rom-com turned into a late-night series of SpongeBob, where she often sat too close to the TV, eating popcorn like some kind of lunatic. Then, she'd laugh with exaggerated tones while scattering the popcorn and spilling the beer on the floor. On most days, she'd call in sick and stay home just to watch SpongeBob. So I would unplug the TV and she would throw a tantrum before plugging it back in.
Don't you dare turn the TV off when it's time for SpongeBob. This is my house, you little brat.
She said, gritting her teeth. Hesitant, I told her, "Don't you have work tomorrow? It's time for bed." Her anger vanished abruptly as her head slowly turned to face me. The person in front of me was no longer the mother I'd always known. I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but something was off. And in the silence lingering between us, I stood still, immobilized by fear. Glaring at me with eyes I'd never seen before, she replied,
SpongeBob was right. You did sneak up behind me every night, didn't you?
Bewildered, I asked, What? What do you mean by that? She wasn't making sense, and I was deeply disturbed by my mother's sudden transformation. Although it was true that I did sneak up behind her, I didn't understand how SpongeBob was a variable in the situation. Her expression changed in a second as she gazed upon the still image of SpongeBob on the screen, his eyes looking directly at her, and moments later, at me.
Yes, that's right, SpongeBob.
She said gradually with a smile as she sauntered toward me.
It's time to tuck you in, little man. And this time, I'll tuck you in really good.
I'd never felt more afraid in my entire life. So in a split second, I dashed toward the stairs, hearing her footsteps quickly catching up to me. We scurried all the way up, and when I finally reached my room, I slammed the door, crippled by sheer terror. However, seconds before closing it, I caught a glimpse of that menacing grin. And so not a moment sooner, she began banging on the door. Luckily, I secured the lock before hiding myself inside the closet, where I waited desperately for sunrise to come. Unfortunately, my head kept bobbing as I fought to stay awake. Then, when the banging eventually subsided, I finally passed out. That's when I began to see SpongeBob in my dreams. But this wasn't any ordinary SpongeBob. He looked great, demented, and he was stabbing Sandy Cheeks with a knife. As I got closer for a better look, I then realized that the person in the astronaut suit wasn't Sandy. It was me. Are you ready, little man? I can't hear you. I know I am. Ah! He said in a high-pitched voice that sent chills down my spine. I awoken from my haze, got out of the closet, and made a run for it down the stairs, hoping I could reach the door before my mother had the chance to stop me. Then, as I swung the door open, I was pleasantly surprised to see my aunt's face.
Long time no see. Look who's come to play.
She said as my cousin bolted in the house with his toys. And although I was thrilled to see them, a part of me wanted them to drive away. Aunt Olivia, why are you here? You can't be here right now.
What are you saying? Your mom invited us here. Is something wrong?
My aunt's gaze was that of concern. However, I didn't know how to tell her, considering I couldn't believe it myself. Well, you see, just when I was about to tell her what had happened last night, my mother ran to her and wrapped her arms in a welcoming hug.
I'm so glad you could make it.
My mother said with the sultry sound of her voice. At that moment, I began to doubt myself. I thought perhaps it had all just been a nightmare and nothing else. As the hours passed, nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary, and my anxiety slowly dissipated. Playing hide and seek with my cousin, I concealed myself in my mom's closet. As my mother entered the room, I saw her talking to a framed portrait of SpongeBob on the wall, caressing it as she said,
Tonight. Yes, dear. It'll happen tonight.
That's when it was confirmed that the incident that happened earlier wasn't a dream. My mom was more than likely a deranged psycho infatuated with some eerie SpongeBob fantasy. As soon as she left the room, I turned out the lights to the bedroom and called out to my cousin who was hiding under the bed. I told him everything and regretted it immediately afterwards. He ran to his mom crying a river of tears.
What's the matter?
Aunt Olivia asked, giving him a gentle pat on the back. My cousin pointed at me and said,
He told me that SpongeBob was evil and that we had to leave now.
Come on, honey. You don't get to see your cousins often, so don't be so rude.
My mother said without losing her composure. I didn't know what else to do, so I apologized and we went back to playing games. But as darkness filled the skies, we heard a loud thud emanating from the living room below us. What the hell was that? My cousin whispered. I don't know, but I intend to find out. Follow me and stay quiet, all right? I said, choking on my words as my heart throbbed. Scaling down the stairs, we could hear someone talking, and it sounded like my mother's voice.
Oh, SpongeBob, this would be perfect for dinner. I'm ready. 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 I'm ready.
Peeking behind the wall, I gagged at the sight of blood blanketing the floor. Then, when my cousin saw my aunt's lifeless body, he screamed, catching my mother's attention.
Who's was ready for some Krabby Patties.
Without a moment to waste, we scrammed, exiting through the front door until one of our neighbors noticed our cries for help and came to our aid. When the police arrived, they found Aunt Olivia's dismembered body on the floor. My mother was then taken into custody as I was forced to live with my cousin and his father. To this day, I still see news articles using my mother's testimony in court which read, "SpongeBob made me do it." I severely regret that I ever watched an episode of SpongeBob with her.
I got to quote Rick James on that one and say, cocaine is a hell of a drug. So was that just for entertainment, or was that like based on like some reality?
He says it was based on some reality. I don't know. I just like. What do you think? Do you guys think that could have been possible? Smoking some meth?
I tell her every day, nothing surprises me. Like I could have an alien knock on my door, walk in, and I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, man? You want a brew? Come on in." Like nothing surprises me anymore. So could it be? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. People get obsessed with things and things like that, and snap. Yeah, and possible, sure.
Why did I bring SpongeBob in?
Why you got to bring SpongeBob in? He brings happy and joy to so many people.
There's a dark side to SpongeBob.
Can't watch it again. Oh no.
So did you like the horror cartoons?
Yeah. It was interesting.
It was strange, but
it's Halloween, man.
That's right. That's right. It's the moment for strange.
Okay, do you want to have a look at some of my footage then? And then we jump back to some cartoons? Or do you want to keep on the cartoon? All right. I need to roll up in a bit, so I'm going to have to... Yes. 420. 420, man. 420. Right. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to fix this mic, though. Okay, now the next one I'm going to show you. This is coming from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an entity with tentacles for hands.
What?
Yeah. And I can give you some insight and some follow-up on this because I actually stayed in contact. I'll be straight, 100% genuine. I believe this footage. I believe the story to this, and I stayed in contact with this woman until she left the house. And we'll make the long story short after the video, but check this out. In this video, we have footage of this entity that pops its head around the corner. So here, let's take a look at the video and we'll talk about it afterwards. On first glance of this footage, it is easy to think that this is just somebody looking out of the room and then closing the door behind him. But when you look closely at this entity, you can see that this entity doesn't have hands. It has something like tentacles, black tentacles. Now, the witness states that there's nobody in the home but her and her small baby. So what's alarming is this thing looks out to make sure that there's nobody around and then closes the door behind him. I say, lady, you need to get somebody in the house or you need to leave. But guys, look at this footage. Make of it what you will. And until next time, stay blessed and keep safe. Go on.
It's Can you play it again? And the reason why I say that, and I hope I'm not boring anybody that's watching, I felt like I saw a jump in the camera from when there's the still to when the creature reveals itself. I feel like there was a slight jump, and then there's also a distortion in the camera. There's two so off. If you're looking straight at the creature, off to the left just a little, there's just these glare things. I don't know. I want to see it again.
Is it playing?
Yes, it's playing.
I took the sound out.
Okay. See the jump?
Yeah. Well, could that be autofocus?
It could be. Yeah. Yeah. No. I just something I wanted to call out. But yeah, no. It's interesting. It does it. It hits it like at the time, but it could be autofocus. Yeah, absolutely. And then see that, I don't know what that is, kind of that, it's gone now. Boom, right there.
Auto lighting.
What kind of, like, is this just kind of like a surveillance cam in the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Auto lighting.
But she, well, talking to her, she went and got to the police.
Oh, wow.
And the police came, checked it out. And because she was thinking that it's addicts.
Mm.
You know, like the shared addicts that somebody could, because they're looking at that there was somebody there because somebody stuck their head around there. So they went, there was no addicts. Something about the window that it couldn't have been the window neither.
Okay.
So like she wanted to go. Because she was like 100%. And I'll tell you why some TV producers got really interested in that footage.
Really?
And she weren't having none of it.
Really? That's good for her. She wants the privacy. She has a right to that.
So what do you think? Real or fake? Or 50-50? You can go 50-50.
Yeah, I'm going 50-50 on it. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 50-50 on that one. And plus, that's one thing I think is important with any of these things is the worst thing that can happen is if you have something happen to you, that's paranormal and nobody believes you. That's the worst thing, So this, of course, is just me looking at it objectively. I'm not going to say any of them are 100% real or 100% fake, and that's just to respect the people too, that have shared them. Because we always want to be open-minded about those kind of things. So, yeah, but I'm 50-50 on that one. It just, there was a couple things that were interesting to me, but if she went through all of that,
yeah,
just to, contact the police, which I'm sure there's police records of that and stuff like that, then that then lets me lean a little more towards the real. Now, could that somehow be a person? Maybe. And then the tentacles was just something of
an optical illusion.
An illusion of some sort. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. That's for sure.
I mean, it spooked me.
Yeah.
Like, because we did talk for about a month.
Oh wow.
Because like once the TV companies wanted to get involved. So, but we're not having none of it.
I don't blame her.
Which I kind of thought, well, it adds validation. Because if you're making something fake, there's a reason behind it. And some of these professional people, they want it out there.
Yeah.
Because they can say, look, I did this, and that's their CV. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree.
I used to do for April Fool. I used to work with somebody, and I did April Fool videos with him. And it's amazing what some of the stuff he fooled the world. The UFO footage, we still talk about it. He's probably done that about what, 5 years ago. He made this video, CGI this video, yeah, and they still play it. Saying it's the best proof of a UFO. It's a UFO leaving the moon. Hey, I fell for it. That's how I got. This is how I got talking to this guy. I had it on my channel. I fell for it. The only thing is that I follow things, so I seen his name pop up, and he did an interview. And in the interview, the guy was straight. He said, "Your footage is so brilliant. You know, I have to ask you, did you CGI this?" And he said, "Yes." Straight up, he said yes. He didn't hide it. And he said, "Well, why is everybody putting the video out as real?" And he said, "Well, everybody came and asked me for permission to use the video, but not one of them asked him, was it real? If we did, he would have said, no, it's not real. I CGI'd it." But nobody did. So we made his fake video go viral.
That's actually really good.
That's brilliant. It really is, because he like you said, you never asked. I just gave it to you. That's funny.
That's how much respect and admiration I had for this guy. So we started doing the April Fool's videos, and I enjoyed working with him. But through getting our April Fool's videos gone viral, they still talk about it. I did one about the coin from Parallel Universe. That was his CGI work. That's still being talked about. That's it makes me laugh, because some people write a whole thesis of how this is possible. And wow. I kind of chuckle to myself, because it's a good video. Then the other one we did was the invisible plane. The top secret invisible plane.
Oh wow! Obviously CGI'd, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, all his handiwork. But now see, through making his videos go viral, he's got himself a job at Marvel Studios doing the CGIs there.
Really?
So this is how it all starts off. And I think from that interview that he gave initially, a lot of people like myself absolutely had respect for him. And he is the way where he is now.
So he was responsible for She-Hulk. I'm kidding. That was a total joke. Do you have that video? Can you show it?
The one that went his one.
The UFO one, yeah.
Okay. I certainly have it. I would never take it down. I have to find it though. Yeah. Friendship blossomed from that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that's just so important, is UFOs, paranormal. It's good if we differentiate what's entertainment and what's a real, evidence or investigation, because when that line gets blurred, that's when what you do and what we do becomes a joke. When people aren't going to take it serious, when a lot of people are out there faking stuff. But I think as long as people are open and honest that, hey, this is entertainment, we're just trying to do this for fun, that kind of helps the cause. Because, it is important to try to at least understand this stuff, you know. Anyway, there was my soapbox.
Well, that's our mistake though, because he made a. See, the thing is, he made a video and he just put it on his channel, just for him, his CGI work, but he entitled it UFO. So he's somewhat to blame because he didn't clearly say CGI. Yeah. But then we are to blame because, but it all worked in favor for him because he got where I believe he wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So I've found the video.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm gonna. I hate pushing all these buttons.
You need to hire a button pusher.
That's what I want to do, man. All right, I think I got it. Is it on the screen?
It's on the screen.
Okay. See, this is when I was poor. We don't need the music. I'm going to zoom in on it anyways. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
When was this made?
See, I'll have a look at the end. It was a good. They still talk about this today. Oops, I pressed the wrong button again. Did you like that?
Yeah, that was really good. That was good. I can see where people think it was real.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they still talk about it now as a real sighting.
After you played it, I think I remember seeing it somewhere. I don't remember where, but it did look familiar. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. If you check out my fake coin, look in the description box. Diego's getting his shout out, and my Russian invisible plane. We had fun, man. We had fun. Before he went, we were gonna do one. I wanted him to do a telescope, of the rings of Saturn.
Yeah.
And have them just tilting. The rings just tilting. And I said, maybe if you show something coming in and hitting one of the moons.
That would have been cool.
And we could say, what are they hiding from us?
Oh man. It just goes to show though how easy, well, I mean, that probably took a lot of work, but it's so hard to differentiate between some of these videos sometimes that you're absolutely, you make a great point. Anytime that we receive footage, the first thing we should probably ask is this real? Just straight up ask somebody, hey, is this real? You know, and you know, not everybody's going to be honest, but at least then we did our due diligence to say, hey, is this real or not? It is. Okay, great. Cool. Thanks.
And that's all he said. That one question. He was never asked. And he was right. He was right. It was a frenzy for that footage.
Now he makes Iron Man fly.
Indeed. I think he did I think he worked on Doctor Strange.
Oh, really?
The latest one.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the more recent one I can remember.
Wow. That's incredible. That really is.
Fair play to him. But anyways, should we watch some more ghost footage?
Oh, please. Bring it on. Yeah. Bring it on.
Let's see. I hate these buttons. Please, anybody out there want to come and push these buttons? All right. So we showed the ghost hand. Okay. How you fixed for time? You okay?
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
All right, tomorrow, so I'm here as late as you need me.
Okay. All right. Well, this one was caught in Scotland, over on these sides of the waters, and now this is this ghost, yeah, and it pushes this crate that this woman goes to stand on, causing her to fall over. And this was caught on CCTV camera.
Okay.
All right. Real or fake, guys? Ow, my butt hurts. Ow.
Yeah. Oh, lawsuit.
And guys sitting over there. Why are you laughing, man? That ain't funny. But did you all see what happened?
Did something come out from underneath her feet? Was she?
Watch. I'll zoom in on what happened.
Okay, because I kind of missed it. I just saw she fall.
Yeah, like the little that like disappeared.
Watch the crate.
It like moves.
Yeah, it moved.
Now, some people said she kicked the crate, but look. Doo-doom.
Right into the soda.
It's been a. Oh,
That's all, folks.
Ow. I did not expect that one.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, see, you guys know I have a sense of humor.
I love it.
Oh my god! Right,
man, that was really. I like the close up because even if she did kick it, her foot was up high, and I don't think.
Where did it like disappear to?
That was the other thing that I did find odd. Like, where did it just? Was it just because it went behind the soda boxes? Because it just kind of seemed like the box just kind of disappeared. But I'm assuming it's just because it went out of camera behind the soda boxes, I guess.
I don't know. Hey, brother, could you hold the fort a second? I have to use.
Oh, yep. Take it. I got you covered.
Thank you.
Everybody can be bored with me. Hey, I don't know if anybody did this recently.
This way.
But on one of our videos that we did a ghost investigation of, it was Peghorn State Park. Somebody actually left some comments of some local haunts. So if you're in the chat here at all, or that was you, thank you. We've been really falling short because we do want to do more ghost investigations, but we've been having a hard time finding anything. We all the ghosts we find are in the Haunted Mansion at Disney World. So we'll need to look at that video again. I'll make sure to mention that when he comes back. Anybody that does, I see a lot of people sharing our channel. Thank you so much. Never expected that. Be aware that we do all sorts of different types of videos, not all ghost hunts. The reason we do that is we just don't have enough material right now for just a ghost channel. And like I said before, we just like a lot of different stuff. We need to we're trying to tighten down our format a little bit, and we might even break some of the stuff off into different channels. Haven't gotten there yet. Kind of want to see what kind of footage we can get. We even thought about kind of doing more paranormal investigation throughout the year and then save them for like October and just kind of pile them in on October. Because we do need to like I said, we need to build our kind of our community up. So yeah, you'll find all sorts of different types of videos on there. Underbelly, there was a request to see that video again. Somebody said in the chat.
Okay, yeah. I forgot what it was. Oh,
Flipping on the thing. Josh Gates, love Josh Gates.
okay. Sorry. I have to apologize. We got to watch the ending now.
Is he laughing at her?
It looks like it's a shopping cart. Remember when you said what did the crate go under?
Oh, okay. So yeah, it does look like it's elevated a little bit. So maybe it.
The music adds to it.
Well, her rump definitely hurts. Fake or not, she's in pain one way or the other.
Is he laughing though? He looks like he's kind of chuckling. See?
But then, like, where does it go?
It clearly moved.
It moved, like, it does move. It moves like a little bit, and then all of a sudden, like, this is gone.
Okay, here.
See, I think it slid out of view. See, she hit it. When she fell, she hit it.
Did
But,
it
like-
smash?
That's all, folks.
It, like, moves, and if it falls, it, like, just goes away.
What do people in the chat think? What do you guys think? Real or fake?
Yeah. See, there's only one way. There's only one way. That'd be staged. And somebody pulled it.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, like, you do have a string in.
But boy, she didn't look like she was faking. Unless she's acting really good. I don't
Can't
know.
see a ghost, can you? That's hilarious. It moves before she landed on it, but somebody else said they kicked it, moved it with her foot. Her toe cap hits the top of the crate as she lifted her foot to it. So different opinions, just a bunch of different opinions on here.
Yeah,
I still
they're
can't
blaming.
tell for sure if she touched it. I don't think it was fake either way. Does it?
Faking gay.
Did they ever talk about, you know, with those guys laughing in the background? Was that something that we're just seeing a window of it? Was this like maybe there was a longer video where it was like a prank of some sort? I don't know though. She was spending a lot of time walking away like, oh my rump hurts. So I guess not.
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was funny. I have a kind of
It's funny.
and that's obviously why I added Porky Pig into it. So I because I even called it a mischievous ghost. Probably the woman didn't think it was funny, but if she really was hurt, but we can't say things like that.
It's pretty funny.
Do you want to watch another cartoon? And that'll give me a chance to roll up another herbal cigarette. Anybody out there joining me in a herbal cigarette? Yeah, just let me know. Do you want to watch another cartoon? Should we?
Let's
Cartoon
see
time.
what you got. Let's see what you got.
I want to show Dead Bug too. You know, are you ready for another Dead Bug in a bit?
He is absolutely entertaining. I will say that.
He's my boy, man. He's my boy. I have the same kind of humor he has. It's kind of a dark humor. Do you get what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what some of his stories on the serial killers, man. It's you feel ashamed for laughing.
he delivers it so like smoothly that when he hits you with those lines, it's kind of like a slap in the face, you know, or it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? You know, he just rolls, but then he just keeps going. He's talented, that's for sure.
Oh man, I screwed up somewhere.
Uh-oh.
I gotta find out where I am. Oh, there it is. Sorted. Oh, I hate going live. Right, so we're looking for the cartoons now.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they are. I found them. See this. I need somebody. Okay, here's our next cartoon.
There are many ventriloquists out there, just like jugglers and clowns. But what's fascinating is how their personal life outside the realm of work really looks like. The next story was inspired by a Tinder date gone wrong.
What are you trying to say about ventriloquists, you dummy?
You're the dummy.
If I'm a dummy, you're a dummy because you're controlling me and your hand is up my...
Anyway, on the story. I go on Tinder quite a bit to find dates, or at least I used to. As a woman, it's really easy to match with guys. I'll usually swipe right on whatever man I find to be decently attractive, and often end up matching with them. I can't imagine how many men swipe right on me that I would never even give a chance. When I do end up going on dates from Tinder, they rarely warrant a second date for the same reason. Most men on Tinder are only interested in sleeping with me for my looks and leaving me as a one-night stand. Though, there was one guy that really did seem interesting. His name was Jerry. In his bio, he said he was an entertainer for a living. He didn't go into specifics, but I was preoccupied with thinking that this meant he was some kind of actor. He was one of the more handsome men on Tinder, too. After we matched, we texted for a few days. His energy was invigorating. I could tell that he had more on his mind and more going on in his life in general than just thirsting for vapid intimacy. I hope I stand out from the other guys on Tinder. I would take a bullet for you.
Really?
Yep, a Nerf bullet. It was apparent he had a great sense of humor. We got to know each other over text and agreed to go out on a date at a local steakhouse. I arrived first, but after I waited outside in the cold for a few minutes, I decided to go in to get the table. By the time the bread came out and he still wasn't there yet, I was worried. It's never a good sign when somebody's late to their first date. That's when he texted me and told me that he was bringing another guest. Immediately, my heart jumped. I replied with a bunch of question marks, but he quickly followed with an explanation. Apparently, he didn't have anyone to look after this guest, and he didn't want to leave them alone in the house, so he had to bring them. I figured he was being awkwardly cheeky with his language, and that this guest was some baby pet of his. A few minutes later, he arrived, but at that very moment, my heart sank to the floor. He didn't have a puppy or a kitten like I thought so. No. He had a damn doll in his hand, and a creepy one at that, like one of those demonically possessed freaks from a horror movie. And the guy acted like it was completely normal. He had a big goofy smile on his face and introduced me to it like they were friends. Hey, Josephine, it's so good to finally meet you in person. The pictures... they don't do you justice. I'm sorry that I'm late, but I couldn't leave Tom here all alone in the house by himself. Say hello, Tom.
Hey, you Tom!
No, say hello, Josephine. Come on, we talked about this.
Hello, Josephine. Boy, you must be some kind of broad, because Jerry just won't shut up about you.
Now, that's enough, Tom. Let's sit down. He sat down across from me and just looked at me like a child, like I was supposed to do something to say in response to all of that. Finally, I mustered the presence of mind to ask.
So, this is your extra guest? I was thinking you were gonna bring, like, I don't know, a puppy or something?
Oh, Tom's not my pet. We're more like roommates. Sometimes I feel like it's his house more than mine. Some days, I watch you while you sleep every night, you dingbat. Don't make me tell the broad what you did with my mouth last night. Tom, hush! I'm sorry about his behavior tonight. He doesn't get out much, so he's not very well adjusted to other people. It's like a vicious cycle, you know?
I mean, he's not really alive, right? It's you who's saying all those things. You could make him behave properly if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Josephine, please, don't disrespect Tom's sentience. He's his own person, just like you or I. He just needs my help to get around. He's right, you know. You should really watch your mouth, little lady. You're gonna get a mouthful, and I ain't talking about steak, you hear me?
I'm sorry, I guess.
Yeah, you're sorry, all right. Come on, guys, can't we all get along? I was truly at a loss for words. I had to give him credit for his act, though. I swear I couldn't see his lips moving at all. I just couldn't believe that the first interesting, respectful guy I ever met on Tinder had actually turned out to be a total weirdo at best, and a complete nutjob at worst. I don't even remember what I ordered. I'm sure whatever it was, I wasn't hungry anymore, and I just picked at it while staring down at my plate. By the time the check was on its way, I was honestly willing to cover the whole bill just to send a message. Unfortunately, I was ripped out of my disassociative comfort pretty abruptly, as the eating ended and the conversation was supposed to recontinue. So what are you two doing after dinner? Hey, Jerry, the girl looks thirsty as hell. Maybe you should bring her over to the crib and let me get a front row seat to the action. Just don't wear her out, though, because you know I'm trying to get sloppy seconds. Shut up, Tom. You're ruining my chances.
Are you serious? Do you think I'm stupid?
No, please forgive me for him. I was going to ask if you wanted to come over after dinner, but I'm pretty sure that put a bad taste in your mouth. It wouldn't taste bad if you showered. Shut up, idiot.
I'm so deleting Tinder after this. And your number.
Are you sure? I've heard from all the ladies that I'm a great kisser.
No, thanks.
Come on, Tom, back me up. Practicing on me doesn't count, you dingbat. I was horrified and ashamed to be sitting across from them in front of a restaurant full of people as this grown man began an intense makeout session with his creepy little doll. It wasn't subtle either. They were moaning. No, he was moaning, but he would alternate between moaning as himself and moaning as the doll. I never thought I'd see the day a man drooled onto his own puppet. See, he really is a great kisser. Although he could use some Listerine after the steak he just gobbled down. Mr. Beef Breath.
That's it. I'm out of here.
I jumped to my feet and started to power walk out of there, but there was a whole scene developing behind me. Don't leave, please. Don't leave us, Josephine. We love you. Give us just one hug before you go.
Ugh. Fine. Just one hug.
I knew I was going to regret it, but I did it anyway. We entered into this unholy group hug with me, him, and his stupid little doll. You're just like every other hoe on Tinder. And then the doll reached over and bit me right on the face. Of course, it was just that creep Jerry pinching me with the wooden jaws, but still, that hurt. With a shout, I kneed him in the balls and broke free from the so-called hug, letting the staff subdue him long enough for me to get out of there and drive off. I swear I am never going on another Tinder date, ever again.
That was how we met, right?
No, I would have been long gone.
Did you like that then?
Oh
God,
my goodness.
Was great.
So is there like a channel full of these little cartoons? Is that what this is?
Yeah, but there's a lot of channels. But I'll leave the link in the description box.
Okay.
They're cool, ain't they?
Those are a mess. Oh man.
It's Halloween.
I still want to know if any of these are based on reality. That's the thing, because I could also see that as a real date happening.
Oh, God,
like
yeah.
I could see that.
Some freaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Oh boy.
That was great. That was,
What,
oh my god.
what do you guys think? Have you guys in the chat ever been on any bad dates?
Oh, please, I want to use these stories.
Have you ever been on any bad dates?
Oh. You don't want to hear my story. That's a whole live stream for a whole other day.
I know I was on a bad date. Well, I did a bad thing. So I went on this date with this girl, obviously. And things weren't, there was nothing there. You know, and it just was awkward. And we even went as far as going to the movies, and I'm sat in the movies and I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing here? So I just got up and went.
Hey, don't waste your time, right?
I know it's a bad thing. I know it was because my friends, they said that was pretty bold. You know.
Did she have a ride home?
Yeah.
Was it you?
No. She could find a way home. She found a way there.
Yeah, she found her way there. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I've heard a million times worse than that. That wasn't
good.
that bad.
No, that's good. It's nothing worse than a bad date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have them all the time.
Oh, all the time.
On that, all my other dates have been pleasant, just somewhat charming. Okay, so should we see? I kind of messed up my system, so I don't know what we got going. But should we see if I got any more videos in the vault of the underbelly? I'm trying to say it like that.
Bring them out, man. Those are the best, man.
Yes, I'm smoking a spliff. It is a 420 show. It's not going to happen all the time, just when it says 420. But yes. Hello. All right, I'm going to get us a video. And then we have one more cartoon to watch after this one. And I mean, the next cartoon. Next cartoon's extremely funny. Real, I'll leave it to the experts. Okay. God, this is what I mean. Do you understand what I'm saying by somebody just pushing the buttons?
I could see where, yeah, I can't even imagine what you're doing. You know, anytime we've ever live streamed, we were just walking around holding the camera. That's easy. But doing all this and finding all that stuff, yeah, you need help. That's tough. That's
especially when you're 420 in.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah. This one I don't care about. I like it. All right. I don't care about the consequences with this one anyways. They came at me for showing this video.
Huh.
And I had a lot of problems with this one.
Okay.
But anyways, here, watch this. Ding, ding. Press the button. Watch it. Whoosh. Whoosh.
What?
Why did I put this music? I'm getting there. There it is. Music shit. Sorry. Excuse my French. Did you like that?
It's if I was watching the show Supernatural, I'd find it very cool. Other than that, I'm going pretty much fake. That's my opinion. I think it's cool, but I think that even just at the end there when it zips in, it just looks. I'm going fake on that one.
See, the shit that I got, the trouble that I got involved with over that footage, funny enough, now, I thought it was real, and I wish that my editing skills was as good now as it was that for that. But the problem that I came across was with a production company in China.
So
not the person that owned it.
So what kind of trouble did they give you? Like,
Oh,
because
they wanted me to take it down
because they wanted it to be real and they didn't want it questioned, or because they didn't want you to see it.
I think it might be from a program.
Oh,
that's
licensing
why. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But what I said to them was kind of in the lines that, well, it's not your footage and you're not saying you have any ownership of it. So until the owner comes forward, I'm keeping it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the Chinese, I mean, no disrespect, but this tends to happen from the Chinese market. What they do is, with music, they'll claim copyrights on the music, even though it's not their music. The music's copyright. They just pull a stroke, just trying to earn some money.
Really?
Yeah, they've been. Oh, it's my mic, man. They've been muting. I mean, they've been doing that from time. It's a big issue. So who knows if the people that were writing to me were genuine?
Yeah.
So certain places that I get emails from talking about copyrights, normally when it's China, because I know it's a wild, wild west with China and copyrights. So the owner comes to me and says, look, I don't want you to have that. Take it down. I'll take it down. I got no problems with it. But I think I'm with you when you said, if I saw that on Supernatural, I'd be like, wow, that's some good effects.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of thinking. So nothing more to add. What did you guys think? I see Paul Mahoney. My mom is Chinese. That's it. Let's move on to the next one. See, I shouldn't do this.
Even the it's cool to watch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to sort this mic out, though. But can we just bear with it? I don't know why it's glitching. Can you hear it glitching?
See, I'm not hearing anything. That's what's weird.
Yeah, I said it to you at the beginning, but I thought, okay, if you can't hear it, it's probably on my end. Yeah. But it's definitely on my end, but they can hear it.
Yeah.
Don't bother. I'm not. All right, I'm going to move on to the next video. But I always liked that video. And that actually went viral.
Oh, I can see.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that going. I could see people being attracted to that video. That's for sure. It's definitely cool.
Yeah, it was everywhere. There was a time, I think the EU passed the copyright law, which kind of screwed us all.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the press used to be able to use footage from us. But because of the EU copyright laws, that's why you barely see channels in the newspapers now in England. You go into the newspaper now, it's pretty good feat.
Huh.
All right. Now this is one of my favorite videos.
And can you move these things like left and right as well? Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, 1 sec. Let me check if I can get your face. Say hello, Liz. What the fuck? Hey? Swear to God, there's no one. Is there actually anyone behind you? Seriously? I swear to God, I almost thought this much. I've seen some.
Good night. Yeah, I had to take the music out. Somebody's copywritten it, and I have no time again. Did you see it?
I saw it.
Yeah. That'd be creepy too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think he's throwing one from way down.
What I like about that video, and that you don't see in so many things, is his urgency.
Good night. Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of times people, you know, in the videos, they're just like, oh, a ghost, you know, and they don't react to it.
Yeah.
Which I guess I can't say too much because that's me. I'd be like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, but the average person, they're going to get excited. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, what is this? So the fact that this guy is like running, like, what in the world is that? The only thing that I found a little strange on it was how it appears and it just goes, and it just kind of poof, you know. So that movement was a little strange, but can you say natural movement with the paranormal? Probably not, because we don't, you know, we don't know how things like that move. So
You know how it moves.
it's got moves like Jagger. Yeah, no, it's interesting piece.
Mhm.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. But I'll be honest, I'm more leaned that it's fake.
You think it's what?
I think it's done with editing. I think it's fake.
I would agree with you. I'm trying not to come across as just destroying you know, everything, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, no,
it's cool. It's cool.
The way that it disappears. That's my problem with it. Like I said, I like that he ran up and he reacted to it. But yeah, just the way it was like, boop, boop, you know.
See, that's my take on it. See, I look at it that I think it's a bad edit, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but sometimes you come across these footage and you look at it and you think that's the only possible way it could be fake. But if he did do it as an edit, he's done a real good edit because I can't spot it.
Yeah.
See, then maybe I didn't want to spot it, but now I can spot it. It's clear as day that it is a bad edit. But a good video, yes.
Yeah, and you know, the fact that it's on that kind of grainy monitor anyway, it really gives a good opportunity to fake it. You know what I mean? When you've got that kind of that noise going on, it's really easy to plug something in there. So, yeah, definitely.
All right. I just think the editing gives it away. And watching it again, it's nice to look back on the old stuff.
Yeah.
I always remember that because that went into like parenting magazines and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, some bizarre places that video popped up on for a video like that to be like in a parenting website. I found that very bizarre.
Yeah.
What? I kind of see it though. I mean, it's for a baby monitor that you would put like in their crib and stuff, or like in their room. So I could see like, I don't know, I can
advertise it for the look how good this baby monitor is. Even picks up ghosts.
I wish I could remember where the website was, like if it was in Ireland or.
Yeah, right.
Okay, let's move on to the next one because I'm running late. I said an hour and a half, man. Sorry.
Oh, I'm fine.
You guys all right? You're not pressed for time?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Let's
having a blast, man. Really appreciate all this. This is great.
It's third phase of the moon here. Somebody's saying.
I think they're just commenting that you give content to them usually.
Okay.
That was the tax man.
Oh, that's great.
All right, let's see what this one is. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
Where do we press play? We press play here.
Hi, it's Calais. I haven't been down here in a really long time, like a month or two. After what happened, I couldn't come down here. So, but my family's come down here a lot, and so has my brother, and they say they've seen nothing, and my brother, I made him look through every
I'll
single
see the
room
chat.
and everywhere, and there's nothing here, and I need to finish this video, so I'm doing it. So, this is a turning board, and I'm going to turn it. Mom, is that? Why is this door opening? Wow.
See, if my editing was a bit better, I could have tidied that up.
I was gonna go to the end of that one and say and scene.
Yeah.
Her acting was a little to me was a little, you know.
Subpar.
Ah, you killing me, man. You killing me on here, man. You killing me, man.
So what do you think? Do you think that one's real?
I think the possibility of it could be, but
I agree. Because now, if you look at the shadow, when it comes out of the door, it's full bodied. At least that's what I saw. And then as it moves off, it's just like the top half of it. And you don't, I'm kind of joking about her acting because you don't know how you're going to react to something like that and how it's going to be perceived on camera. So that was kind of my sense of humor. But yeah, is it that one possible? Yeah, I think so. Can we see it again?
Do you guys want to? Do you want to?
I'd like to at least see the shadow again.
See, I wish I could. I wish I did. Oh, sorry. Shouldn't talk with something in my mouth. 420. No, I wish I could. I wish I knew then what I know now in editing that film, because I could have tidied that up a hell of a lot better, make it a lot smoother. Now that's probably, if I work on it now, I'll probably make it 8th generation footage.
Mm-hmm.
So I apologize, guys. I wish I lost it.
Oh no.
No, don't worry. I just make life harder for me.
I couldn't make out what she was saying too as she was running out. It almost seemed more like she was agitated at it than if you're like, why are you keep interrupting my dance class?
Hi, it's Calais. I haven't been down here in a really long time, like a month or two. After what happened, I couldn't come down here. So, but my family's come down here a lot, and so has my brother, and they say they've seen nothing, and my brother, I made him look through every single room and everywhere, and there's nothing here, and I need to finish this video, so I'm doing it. So, this is a turning board, and I'm going to turn it.
I think I could tidy it up.
it's interesting. I feel like it was an acted out play, and then they added the thing in to match her thing. That's just what it seems like. That's what it feels like. Could it be real? Sure.
What do you guys think? You're killing me, man. You're killing me.
Crypto. You're killing me.
Somebody's saying it's raining in Ireland. Paul Mahoney. I don't know, man. I like it. Entertaining.
Oh yeah. Well, and the thing that is cool about it is the shadow does kind of match what you've seen in other apparition style evidence. So that is what's intriguing about it.
See, I could edit it. I could have a look at it because the original footage that I got isn't that bad.
Okay.
So I can edit it from that. But, okay. Should we go on to Dead Bug?
Dead Bug it up.
Do you guys want to risk it?
Risk it for the biscuit.
Okay. Love Dead Bug. Love Dead Bug. And then we'll wrap it up with a cartoon because I think I'm done with my videos and it's getting late. All right. God, see, I need somebody. Please, anybody, somebody to push these buttons. Okay. Y'all ready for this?
At a bus terminal in Derry, Northern Ireland, a man is seen buying a ticket and boarding a bus, no different from any other passenger, except for this man doesn't exist.
No, she hasn't.
The destination to the ticket the man bought was Sligo, a seaside resort town on the coast of Ireland. Not much there, but a bunch of cheap souvenir stalls, a beach, and a whole lot of pasty Irish who put the D in vitamin deficiency. Yeah, I get it. You're Irish, and you're offended. The man on the bus calls himself Peter Bergman, and he seemingly arrived in Derry like he'd been transported down from a spaceship, because there's no record of him entering any border on the Septic Isle. In fact, a subsequent Interpol check shows that there's no record of him anywhere. And in a town where grown men still call themselves Mikey, you'd think a man over 6 foot tall with a heavy Austrian accent and good teeth might go noticed.
Yes.
There are things that go beyond our understanding.
Dead Bug in the house.
Tiny minds cannot possibly comprehend.
Like where does reality end and dreams begin? Between the flick of a light switch and a dream.
We continually shroud ourselves in a veil of illusion.
Welcome to Sligo, an honest-to-goodness Irish tourist destination. Pack your Speedos, boys. Point me out where I can get myself some potatoes, because I'm famished, to be sure. It seems unlikely we will ever know the reason why Peter Bergman chose Sligo as a destination, a town known more for its throat tattoos on its women than its fine dining locations. But nevertheless, this is where our story begins, and it ends. Bergman arrived at the hotel by cab as a walk-in, meaning he had no reservation. He'd asked the driver to bring him to a cheap place. Hotel Sligo was his second choice, as the first one was booked up. Traveling lightly with only a black carrier bag, Bergman filled out the details and booked a room for 3 nights. He showed them no ID, and he paid for all 3 nights up front in cash, signing in using the name Peter Bergman with 2 N's. Where most countries use 1 N, Austrian nationals use 2. He listed his home address in Austria, which was later determined to be a vacant lot. It now appears that both his name and address were fake. Peter Bergman would stay in room 705 for the last 3 nights of his life, and his death clock was now ticking. Bergman will get up the next day at about 8 o'clock and go down for breakfast, where he would say nothing to the staff, only a nod of recognition. From 8:30 in the morning, Bergman would leave his hotel at least 14 times a day, and each time carrying an unbranded purple plastic bag, its contents still unknown. And upon each return to that hotel, he did so without that bag. Police now believe that he disposed of the contents of the bags with the knowledge of where the security cameras were, so the items would never be found. But what baffles investigators is that he was also carrying a large black duffel bag when he entered. He could have disposed of everything at once if that's what he was trying to do. Why the separate trips? And why a purple plastic bag? Was it so he could be tracked? But if so, why did he knowingly avoid the CCTV cameras when he disposed of everything? It was Saturday afternoon that a member of the cleaning staff knocked on the door of room 705, and although they thought they heard someone inside, no one answered. So they contacted the manager, promptly went up to the room, and entered it. When she went inside, Bergman was standing there with a horrified look on his face, like he'd been expecting someone to come for him, but he was relieved that it was a member of the hotel staff. What was Peter Bergman hiding from? What was he afraid of? What was in those plastic bags? Is there more to this story?
Bag of weed.
Yeah. Sunday, Bergman was up extra early, about 7:30, and he seemed impatient, like a man who was on a mission. It was 11 a.m. that he approached the taxi cab driver in front of the hotel, and he pointed to a map, and he wanted to know a quiet beach in the area where he could go for a swim. He then asked the cab driver to take him there. It was a 20-minute ride. When he got there, he got out of the cab. He looked around for 5 minutes, got back in the cab, returned to the hotel, and tipped the driver $10. On Monday, Bergman went to the front desk and requested a late checkout because he had business to see to. Carrying his purple bag, he went to the post office and he bought 8 stamps with 8 airmail stickers. CCTV footage did not catch him mail any letters or any items, but it is believed that he corresponded with someone. But who? It seems that there had to be at least 8 people. At 1:07 p.m., Bergman, making one final run with his purple bag, checks out and hands in his key. It's interesting to note that he checks out of the hotel with 3 bags: a hold-all, a purple bag, and a shoulder bag. This is interesting to note because the hold-all is not the bag that he arrived with. After leaving the hotel, he walks back to the bus depot. A walk that usually takes 6 minutes took him 24, and none of it was caught on TV cameras. Entering the bus depot, he goes to a cafe and orders a ham and cheese sandwich with a cappuccino. He then takes out a notebook and reads it, then rips out the pages and tears them up. This appears to be the same notebook that he was reading in the hotel lobby. A to-do list, perhaps? It was at 2:40 that Bergman bought a one-way ticket to Ross's Point Beach. Once on the beach, Bergman stood out and was noticed. Dressed in black, tall, carrying a newspaper under his arm, he seemed out of place. He was last seen about 11 o'clock that night by a couple out for a walk on the beach. He was walking in about 2 inches of water along the shoreline, with his pants rolled up, his shoes off. The couple said hi. He didn't answer, but he nodded. It's about 6:30 in the morning that a father and son out for a morning swim saw what they believed to be a mannequin. And that mannequin was the man who had called himself Peter Bergman. He was fully dressed except for his shoes. And the father and son said the Lord's Prayer over his body. But when they got Bergman back to the meat shop, nothing was what it seemed. The first bizarre thing that they'd noticed was that he'd cut off every tag on every piece of clothing that he was wearing, even his underwears. He'd completely wiped away any trace of his identity, clean as a sole on a cripple's boot. The biggest shock was about to come when they got him on the slab and lifted his hood. The man who went for a midnight swim with his clothes on was already the walking dead. It seemed he had more heart attacks than retards had Smarty dinners. His muscles were wasting away. They were surprised they weren't in a wheelchair. And he had tumors all over his body. And it appeared he wasn't even taking painkillers like some sort of goddamn Superman. And with advanced prostate cancer, it were only a matter of weeks before he were called home to the baby Jesus. But what was the man who called himself Peter Bergman's caper? If he was terminally ill and he wanted to end it, why all the Cold War dramatics? Just book the ticket, put on your Speedo, and do it. And what was in the purple bag? Making over 72 trips? Dumping it so we couldn't see it? Making sure you stay out of the eye of the CCTV? Something don't smell right, and it ain't that Irish cooking. If you didn't want anybody to know, why'd you send out those 8 letters?
Excellent.
That was forever.
Legion forever.
That was man, I'll tell you what, that guy just I'm surprised he hasn't been into like, voice acting or something. That is just
he's a good storyteller.
yeah, he does very well with storytelling. I mean, I wonder if he writes his own, I would imagine he writes his own script and everything. I mean, that's impressive, man. He really good.
Yeah. It's an honor. It's an honor. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, do you see what I was saying to you? Why in on Netflix?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, wow. It's just, yeah. And like I said, it's just that voice, man. It's like, it reminds me of either like Sin City or Watchmen. Oh, who was that? Rorschach. Kind of reminds me of that, but just man, just
He like draws you into the story.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's just like that's.
Yeah, he's a
See,
fantastic storyteller. Like
I love one of the film genres I love is film noir.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of a Marlowe, Philip Marlowe, but his what I'm showing you, I feel is quite tame, to be fair. When you look at this,
he dives in.
look at the serial killing ones. That's where it's a very good spin on it, man. I
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, no, please, guys, please check him out. Subscribe to him. He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. Absolutely have my respect for him. I've seen him out. When I used to search for videos, I used to go to LiveLeak. You ever heard of that place? Yeah, I used to go back in the days. LiveLeak was a good source for videos, but you came across everything in there. Sometimes my eyes used to hurt from what I used to see in there. But I came across Deadbug. And I think it was every Sunday he would post on there. The link is in my description box. Please check it out. He's also a friend in my channels. He's also there. So yeah, please check him out. But there's no buts. You just got to go in. He's pretty graphic, to say the least, about the horror movies. The serial killings. They're like horror movies to me. It's weird how he can make you. He gives you the information in a way that you kind of sit back and almost chuckle to yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's so
But
smooth.
you feel. He's a great guy. Great guy. All right. So, should we watch one more Deadbug?
Sure.
And then we'll end it. Then we'll end it with a cartoon. Then we'll say goodnight.
Sounds fine to us.
Perfect.
All right, because I think I'm about done. One more Deadbug. One more Deadbug, guys. Yeah, but I'm so happy I stumbled upon him.
Yeah, thanks for sharing him.
Mhm.
It's definitely worth watching.
LiveLeak ain't around no more as well. LiveLeak used to be good. I think this is it. I hope this is it. Fingers crossed. All right, guys. This is the last Deadbug. Enjoy.
Unchained wild women, their beautiful bodies shaped into superb fighting equipment in the arena.
Those are Roman citizens. They own the world. Romans are pigs.
Women stripped of their dignity, piece by piece.
The Romans have taught you to live like an animal.
The Romans called it sport.
Thank you.
But the arena was an orgy factory, spewing forth untamed desires and violence.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, please subscribe.
It's about to start.
We all gotta get our rocks off somehow, or some way. Because let's face it, at the most rudimentary level, it's why we exist. And with a population of over 1.5 billion, I guess India likes to get its rocks off more than most. Case in point. Meet one Salman Mirza. By all accounts, a real ladies' man. And according to locals, if he hadn't betted a woman, she weren't worth betting. That was not mine. Perhaps it was his devil-may-care personality, but locals say he carried a switchblade in his back pocket and never missed an opportunity to pull it out and do tricks. And could peel a whole apple without breaking the peel, which I guess means something to some people. Me, not so much. But either way, local gossip has it that women wanted to fuck him and men wanted to be him. And probably a few men wanted to get into his shit as well. I'm not too sure about the whole homo ratio in India. But there was one woman that Salman wanted more than any other. You know the score. I think you can almost taste them when you see them. But this girl apparently had one flaw. I guess the words you'd use is stuck-up bitch. I'm not sure about the terminology in India, but she was that type, if you know what I mean. And I ain't asking. Anyhow, fast forward a couple of months, and I guess peeling apples paid off, because she agreed to go out with them. So he took out this tasty stuck-up broad to a restaurant that probably served Indian food, which I don't eat because it gives me the diarrhea. What? It's true. Anyway, he took her out, and they started having lots of drinks and whatnot. I guess because he was paying the tab. And then he pulled out some yaho. Oh, yeah. And then they really started feeling sexy. And I guess her inhibitions were lifted, and they got a hotel room and started to get stinky finger. Now, no one knows which one of the two came up with the idea for an alternative form of birth control, and the girlfriend now denies it, but one of them figured that super or crazy glue would do the job. And although the brand they used is still under debate, cops said they found an empty tube of crazy glue in the broad's purse.
Crazy glue, strong enough to hold this man suspended in air. Crazy glue repairs a broken china mug. Just run a little crazy glue along the crack and it's fixed in less than 10 seconds. Bonds almost anything. A plastic knob, a plastic plug, a rubber...
Either way, one of them must have heard the commercial mention the word knob and think it was okay to put it on his knob because he started spreading the stuff on his dick like a retard drooling saliva on an M&M that had dropped on the floor. Sealing up his sticky hole real good, all in the need of sinking the pink. And it was after that that the couple started getting busy. But when he blew his load, he knew instantly something was wrong. And he stumbled out in the street, not feeling himself, and to get some fresh air. And I guess his charming date, not wanting to get stuck with the hotel bill, up and left. His roommate found him the next morning, dead on his apartment steps. The coroner said that he died of organ failure. Which one? All of them. And I guess I don't need to tell you the moral of this story.
In this world, there are things that go beyond our understanding. Things that our tiny minds cannot possibly comprehend. Like where does reality end and dreams begin? Between the flick of a light switch and a dream.
We continually shroud ourselves in a veil of illusion.
But not everybody in this world finds suitable companionship before they enter the next world. And sometimes we're reminded what a cruel and cold place this world can be. Take a look at your own life. Think about it. If you went missing tomorrow, you cut off all contacts with your friends, your family. What if you stopped paying your rent, your bills? Would anybody come around? Don't be so sure. Recent studies show that 3 out of 5 adults report feeling lonely or isolated. Case in point. Meet 37-year-old Joyce Vincent, a vibrant young woman who seemed to be enjoying all that life had to offer. Born in London, growing up she had a difficult relationship with her father, so she dropped out of school, left home, and entered the workforce. But she got a good job, climbed up the corporate ladder, she worked hard, and played hard. And by all accounts, she did play hard, and lots of men wanted to get with her. but probably not these two homos. It was in 2001, giving no reason. She quit her high-paying job at an accountancy firm. Some believed that she'd been headhunted, but the reality was less glamorous because she'd moved into a bedsit and started receiving government benefits, welfare. Work colleagues said she might have been in a relationship, and although no one could name any names or say for sure, the gossip was that domestic abuse was involved. But when family and acquaintances reached out to Joyce, for whatever reason, she kept it hidden and started to move off the grid. It was an egghead philosopher who once said that a civilization can only truly call itself modern based on how well they treat their most vulnerable of citizens. No one could say why or how. On January 25th, 2006, 3 years since rent or utility bills had been paid, that Joyce Vincent's name was flagged for rent arrears, and bailiffs were sent to her tiny bedsit to repossess it. And although the bailiffs, used to dealing with deadbeats, as they broke the chain and entered into her tiny bedsit, in their worst nightmares could not imagine what they were about to stumble upon. Poor Grace had been sitting in that chair 3 Christmases in a row, staring at that screen. And forensics? They didn't even have a clue how she died, because she didn't even leave a wet spot. But records show it might have been a problematic ulcer that she'd suffered from. Expiry dates on her food show that she probably died about 2 weeks before Christmas. There were partially wrapped gifts on the table, but there were no names who she was planning to send them to.
Joyce Vincent, young single woman, was found dead in a bedsit.
It was only after a young filmmaker read the story in the paper she took interest and tracked down Joyce's family and found some pictures of her. And although some acquaintances believed that she might have had a boyfriend at the time, police haven't been able to track down anyone. The family said they tried to contact her, but they figured that Joyce was ghosting them unless she just wanted to be left alone. And in the end, I guess she got her wish. And in retrospect, if it's anything, it's a representation how cold and detached our society has become. There are some things in this world, this life, this existence, whatever you choose to call it, that are a mystery. Mysteries that will sometimes be solved, while other times remaining a mystery forever. Case in point, meet the Bradleys. The Bradleys have decided to go on a family cruise, because a family who cruises together stays together. Well, not necessarily. After taking in a day of the wonderments that the cruise ship had to offer, including some ice skating, bumper cars, eating, music, dancing, eating, and then live music, the parents and the older brother decided to retire for the evening. Amy, on the other hand, she had some partying to do, and she decided to stay behind with the band and have a few drinks, partaking in fruity cocktails. The band said they parted ways with Amy just before 2 a.m. and said goodnight, and she was seen drunkenly stumbling back to her cabin, with at least one report saying that Amy was in fact crawling back to her cabin. When asked if she was okay, her only reply was, "I like eggs." Between 5 and 5:30, just as the sun was starting to rise, that Amy's father, Ron, got up to use the bathroom, that he saw his daughter sleeping on the balcony, laying on 2 chairs. He said goodnight to her, she grunted, then he returned to his room and went to sleep. When Eve and Ron woke up and their daughter was no longer on the balcony, they'd expected to find her in her favorite place. But when they found out that she wasn't at the buffet and hadn't been at the buffet, alarm bells rang. And with the help of Amy's brother Brad, they searched the entire ship. But it seemed that Amy had disappeared into thin air. When they told the captain, he questioned his crew, and they all said that they'd seen Amy, and she was pretty wasted stumbling around the deck in the middle of the night. So the captain told the parents that she'd either accidentally fallen off the ship and was dead, or she committed suicide and was dead. Case closed because there's other people who bought tickets and want to enjoy this trip, but the parents insisted that Amy wasn't the type, and she was happy. She just graduated from college, bought herself a new puppy. As the ship was about to dock on Curacao, an island in the Dutch Antilles, the parents begged the captain not to let anybody off the ship until it was all checked. The captain agreed to search the ship from top to bottom, but didn't document the passengers who went ashore. It was at this point that the whole ship was searched, but Amy wasn't found, so Mr. and Mrs. Bradley called the FBI. And when they arrived, they told the captain that he had made a fatal error not documenting the names of those who went ashore, because what about if Amy, or a possible abductor, was one of them? And now they feared that they may never find the answer. It was at this point the Dutch Coast Guard did a 4-day search looking for her rotted, bloated corpse in the ocean, but they found nothing to add to the mystery. It was after 6 months of investigation that the FBI concluded that there was no evidence that Amy committed suicide or had fallen overboard. They believed there might be something more sinister. Weeks now turned to months, and the grieving parents figured their daughter would be gone forever. And they offered a $250,000 reward leading to her whereabouts. And the FBI topped it off with another $25,000, but still nothing. A year later, some Canadian tourists came forward and said that they'd seen Amy on the beach drinking cocktails, and that they recognized her from her unique tattoo. Now, I'm not being funny here, but if you think a skanky Chinese letter on a broad's ankle is unique, then you just got off the banana boat, brother. And again, the case went cold. But a year later, a Navy personnel man was on one of the neighboring islands in a brothel, and while he was there getting balls deep in one of the girls, she said her name was Amy Lynn Bradley, and she needed to be rescued because she was being held against her will. And I guess while her legs were over his shoulders, he saw the same skanky Chinese symbol on her ankle and figured that it must have been Amy. Now, I'm not sure why he took a picture of her instead of rescuing her. I guess he wanted to make sure that he got his parking ticket stamped first. But when police returned to the whorehouse, the girl was gone. Since then, around the neighboring islands, there have been several incidents where a woman had come up to people and said her name was Amy and she was being held against her will. But to this very day, Amy Lynn Bradley is still missing. But is she? Or was she fish food a long time ago when she tripped over that balcony? Now, playing the devil's advocate here, I'm not against this whole woman abducted off of a cruise ship to become a sex slave theory. But is it just me? Because if you were going to abduct a broad off of a ship that had over 3,000 of them to choose from, including 32 models, 62 professional dancers, and an endless amount of teenage girls, why Amy Lynn Bradley?
All right. You can see why I love him, huh?
Where does he find all these stories, though? I mean, like, it's just like, wow, like all the stories and then all the information, like, that's got to take a lot of research and stuff. That's really impressive.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? This is one thing I'm going to say. I don't know. You know, I'm going to say this from the heart. If you guys subscribe to him, yeah, he only asks for a couple of bucks here and there, or even on his Patreon. Please help him out because he cannot monetize his videos. But he hasn't been able to from the word go. Let's be honest. From the word go. And he still manages to put out this kind of quality material. And like you said, the research that he puts behind it. He guarantees you, I think it's every Sunday. Is it still every Sunday, guys? Because I know there's some Legion in here. So I don't think is it the done deal for another channel to say, look, if you can help somebody out with a few bucks, help this guy out. But I don't care. I don't know. But
That's
hello.
what we'll be here to do. What all of us creators, we should all be helping each other, and so I think that's that's the right thing to say. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Can I ask why he's unable to monetize? Did he put like licensed music in it or something? Is that why?
No, it's his content. It's solely his content.
Huh. That's interesting. I've seen worse.
It's insane. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. All that's just for show. Just remember that. He's a really nice guy.
I believe it.
Scientific searching for extraterrestrials. Hello. Okay. Well, what did you think about them stories?
I love those kind of stories.
Like I said, I mean, just the level of effort in that, and it's just so informative just to know about that stuff. I feel like he would take something that you're not interested in, and he would make it interesting.
Yes.
Like it just
talking about doors or something.
Yeah, this door was created with metal. And I would watch it. Like, oh yeah,
totally. These doors are awesome.
I'm sure that somebody in the chat said it reminded them of the narrator from Twilight Zone.
Yeah. I did see that too. Yep.
He's an awesome guy. I'm just getting one wrapped up for the cartoon. So, well, you know what? I'm going to put the cartoon on and wrap it up. God, I'm getting too high. But thank you, Dead Bug, for that. That's the end of the Dead Bug saga. Until next time. Oh, God, I've got dry mouth. You know what dry mouth is? See? I'm trying to trick y'all. You know what dry mouth is. All right. Right, let's get this cartoon going. Did you enjoy the cartoons?
They're
a little weird, but they're very interesting. They're definitely interesting.
You know, YouTube has a lot of weird stuff out there.
Oh,
you know, there's a channel and it just flashes a code with some weird music on it. And people every so often they're trying to predict what this thing is doing, and it's actually doing nothing but wasting your time.
Yeah, seriously. There's so much stuff out there.
Oh, it's crazy. But I love it. I love being a part of it, man. I think if I ever lost my love for it, that would be a sad day.
Yeah. The world would be a sad place without Hidden Underground.
No, I just mean for me.
Oh. Well, us too, because we enjoy watching your videos. They're very good.
Thank you. I found it. We'll start it from here. That should be, yay. All right, it's just going to be a black screen. It's going to scare us. There you go.
Pretty disturbing, right? The video footage you see here has been a creepy internet meme for quite some time. Some claim that it's a cursed video of a distorted Michael Jackson. The creature has no torso and just dances in a disturbing manner with its two legs. We figured we'd create animation inspired by this cursed video, since this is a Michael Jackson video after all. Here's what it looked like. I like to go out for jogs on the regular, especially during the nighttime. It was just an everyday routine of mine, but my dad wasn't the biggest fan of it. He would often ring up my phone just to give his 2 cents, saying, "I know you're a strong, independent woman, but can you please stop jogging in the night? I can't save you if you're always out and about."
Dad, We've been through this 1,000 times. I have so much work during the day. This is the only time I can exercise. Quit being so paranoid.
Annie, you know I'm just worried about you, right? He said, probably hoping I would empathize.
I'm not the only one who goes jogging at night, Dad.
Yeah, I know, but before he had the chance to say anything else, I hung up on him and turned off my cell phone as I resumed my daily routine. I had gone jogging many times at night and nothing out of the ordinary ever happened to me. So, after ending the call with my dad, I left the unit for a midnight jog at a nearby park. What I liked most about it was the tranquility engulfing the air. It allowed me to keep a level head as I relieved myself from work-related stress. Then, moments later, as I was jogging along the sidewalk, I couldn't help but feel the watchful eyes of an unknown entity hiding amidst the trees. I stopped for a brief moment to look at my surroundings and thought,
Dad should really stop calling me. His paranoia is so contagious.
but as I resumed the exercise, I stopped dead in my tracks after seeing a man appear a couple meters in front of me, startling me quite a bit. At first, I was convinced he was only a midnight jogger like myself, minding his own business. But that thought was completely trumped when I saw him beginning to dance in a series of steps that reminded me of Michael Jackson. Woo! With the balls! With the balls, keep on. As I began to cautiously jog around the dancing man while keeping my distance, I noticed his skin was pale white and his outfit was precisely like MJ at his concerts. He seemed incredibly jovial as he performed like a pro, even without an audience. But what gave me the creeps was his smile, coupled with dead eyes glancing into my soul. I quickened the pace, thinking I'd eventually lose him. But moments later, I heard the sounds of footsteps grazing the floor. I turned my head to take a glance and remember seeing the same man, except he was moonwalking towards me at a rapid pace. It didn't matter if this was some kind of prank or not. I wasn't going to take any chances anyway. So needlessly to say, I made a run for it, constantly looking behind me. And even when he suddenly dissipated, I still ran for my life, sensing an ominous presence lurking in the dark. Then, moments later, I heard a voice that sounded much like a whisper, saying, "I'm right here." The devilish tone in its voice sent chills down my spine, so even when no one was there, I yelled,
Leave me alone or I'm calling the cops.
The next thing I knew was that I was bolting into the elevator as soon as I returned to the apartment, and as I was waiting for the doors to close, I saw the man a few meters away, giggling as he gazed at me with menacing eyes. Hence, I clicked on the 5th floor button and incessantly pushed the closed door as I stomped my feet in frustration.
Come on.
Every second felt like an hour, and my heart throbbed beyond anything I'd ever experienced before. However, for unknown reasons, it took such a long time for the doors to close. And just before they did, the man stuck his right foot in between them, prompting them to open again. I quivered in the corner, averting my gaze as the man entered the elevator and clicked on the floor above mine. As the elevator doors shut, it literally felt like the oxygen had cut out from that small, confined elevator space. That's how petrified I was. When we finally reached my floor, the lights in the elevator suddenly went out, causing me to panic. Minutes later, the man snickered and said in a low, sinister tone, "Annie, are you okay?" I repeatedly clicked on the open door button until the power was finally back on, and I ran for dear life as I scampered across the long corridor. And when I took another peek behind me, the man had gotten off on the same floor. While I knew I was near my apartment unit, I changed my mind midway, fearing he would know where I lived and pin me to a corner where I had no means of escape. Hence, I opted for the emergency exit, where I scaled up the stairs. As I frantically scurried through the steps, which felt like forever, the psycho hurtled behind me, his ghostly voice echoing throughout the space, saying, "I'm coming to get you, Annie!" How the hell did he know my name? I felt he wasn't just a random person, but a stalker who had been observing me for a long time. As I glanced at the steps below me, I could see the man running up the stairs with 2 exaggerated long legs, making wide, crawly steps that made him more frightening than he already was.
Annie, I need to know if you're okay.
I began shedding gallons of tears while running up the flight of stairs. But before I lost all hope, an idea came to mind, and I instantly slammed the exit door leading to the 20th floor of the building and ran as fast as I could until I reached the elevator again. Then, as soon as I entered the elevator, I did the same thing as before, pushing the number to my floor in hopes that I wouldn't encounter that psycho again. From a distance, I could see the deranged man sauntering towards me with over-elaborate steps, suddenly quickening the pace as he noticed the elevator doors closing. I yelled in horror as he came close yet again, but failed to reach the elevator in time. I hastily clicked the 13th floor and ran to my apartment unit, where I quickly locked the door and went to bed. I wasn't sure if I had made this up in my head, but in the wee hours of the morning, I could hear a light giggle from just outside my apartment door. And when I peeked through the peephole, there was nothing but flickering lights and an empty corridor.
That was good. I like that one.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I tell you, there's so much talent out there.
That's a really cool way to do storytelling. It is. The cartoons kind of help, keep it even more engaging. It's
I gotta admit, I do love my horror cartoons.
Those are
So,
they from the beginning to now, they grew on me for sure. That last one got me. That was funny.
true, who knows? Entertaining, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I see. I kind of look up to the kind of wrong people in this world, but I kind of looked up to a guy called Chopper Reed. You ever heard of him? Mark Brandon Reed. Yeah, I'm finishing that. And he always said, never let the truth get in the way of a good yarn. I know he nicked it from somebody else. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, I've heard that, I think, before, yeah.
But he's the first person I heard it from. So it always stuck with me. So I think if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. Aussie Psycho. Uncle Chop Chop. He wasn't a psycho. He was misunderstood.
Yeah, that's just the thing, man. Entertainment. That's there's the two sides. There's reality, and then there's the entertainment, and we all need the entertainment every once in a while.
But see, the sad thing about it is, I think there's an even ground for this, because you could entertain on the reality, but the reality has to be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you guys know, okay, what I mean by that is, you guys know, because I haven't experienced it. I haven't been on a ghost investigation or a ghost hunt. But as you have, a lot of it's a waiting game.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, 100%. I think you and I talked about that. I probably de-glamorize ghost hunting because it's kind of boring sometimes. It doesn't get exciting till the evidence. That's when you start going through that and you find stuff. That's when it's exciting. But the actual hunt is kind of like, well, here we are in this big creepy place. Nothing's really happening.
In the dark.
In the dark.
And then you're the kind of people that even if a bang or a gust of wind or something, you're debunking it straight away. You're not going, oh, wow, I just heard that tapping, when you could instantly say that was a car passing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I like, yeah, we tried to be level-headed about it. Try to be, all right, that's cool, but what could this be?
That's the best way to be honest, because then whatever you're catching is legit.
Yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal.
And see, I deal with other stuff where let's have a laugh.
Yeah.
But I will happily stick my neck on the line. I will happily stick my neck on the line on some of these footages and say, you know what? It's got to be what it is.
Yeah.
It's so hard to tell anymore, especially with advanced CGI and all this. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard to tell.
Well, you're not. Do you follow the UFO stuff?
I follow yours. That's a big reason, that's why I come to your channel for a lot of that information. I think I would be the absolute wrong person for. I want to do more stuff with UFOs, but I literally look at the sky and I see something like that's where I'm the opposite of I am ghost hunting. I see something in the sky, I'm like, oh, UFO.
That is true. So true.
No, well, the reason why I was asking is, did you see the UFO pictures, the alleged leak Roswell pictures? Have you seen them? Quite recent.
No. Do you have them?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, I'll just cut a long story short. They were AI generated pictures.
Oh.
So that's gonna change the game, because they got the ability, the AIs, to start making videos. So give it 5 years, man. We're gonna be questioning what we're looking at.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. 100%.
Right. Well, should we end it? Would you stay for a chat while we say goodbye? Because I think I that's all I got left.
Yeah. Sounds good for me.
All right then. Well, guys, thank you. Say. God, I'm high. This is always happens when I do this. I'm gonna be straight with you. It always happens. I'm like, what do I do now? How do I end this? So, well, my guests have been Adventures to Everywhere. I'm so stoned. Brad and Jill. Did I get it right?
Adventure to anywhere, everywhere, otherwhere. It doesn't matter. Everywhere. I don't know. That's a whole different.
A whole other channel.
That's on History Channel. God, well, trust me, the other live shows ain't gonna be like this. This is a one-off special. Yeah, but would you come back again? Have a chat with us?
Absolutely. We are so appreciative of you letting us join this live stream tonight. This has been fantastic, and
this is fun.
And we had a blast. And yeah, we will definitely do it again if you ever ask.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Happily, man. Happily. So, anyways, hang back, man. We're gonna have a chat.
Cool.
So, guys, check out the channel. Check out Deadbug's channel, the animation channel. I'm gonna have to drop a link, so I will sort that out. It'll be there tomorrow. I'm not gonna promise you tonight because I'm gonna go and lay down afterwards. So, thank you guys for turning up. I'm gonna end this with a lady that I'm gonna end this with what's her name? It's either Killer Dwarf or Dwarf Killer. She's gonna play us out with the themes tune to the Monsters. Did I say it right? The Monsters.
Monsters.
Yeah. It's the theme tune to that. Came across her many years ago, and I used her in one of my Halloween streams. She was quite happy, so I hope she's still happy. So thank you, everybody, for turning up. Thank you, mods. Thank you if I had any donations, because I know some of you do send over by PayPal, so thank you if I've had any. And if I hadn't, thank you for even thinking about it. So thank you and good night. God bless. I'm stoned. Honestly, I'm stoned. So until next time, stay blessed and keep safe. 420, y'all.